Working in labor and delivery for the past 10 years, I've seen so many new moms have issues with breastfeeding. Either babies are like pretermer, which is 36 weeks and above. Babies do not latch on at all, or mothers complain about hurting as babies are latched on. And it's usually an easy fix. When I started breastfeeding my kids and going through the same issues that I've seen these mothers go through, I realized that I need to educate myself and help them. So I decided to become a certified lactation counselor. I've been doing that now for 5 years, and I have been completely successful at it. So there are 2 trusted sites that I suggest, and one of them is the La Leche League, and that one is LLI.org, and then another one is kellymom.com. And there's also one that's called uslca.org, and that one is to find a lactation consultant in your area. And you also can find resources. If there's classes, breastfeeding classes in your area, you have to look for mostly at the hospitals, health departments. Those are very great to go through and to do. Now, the materials that you'll need to breastfeed, pretty simple. Is you'll definitely need your baby, you need yourself, a chair to sit in, a bed to lay in, whatever's comfortable for you, your blanket to cover baby, and a nipple shield for reasons that I'll explain to you about. And then you'll need your pillows. You can have 1 pillow, 2 pillows, or you can use a boppy. So dads that are already, and men, don't feel awkward about breastfeeding. It's not anything to feel awkward about. You yourself are their supports. When you go home or in the hospital, you're the only one that can help them. Not really the only one, but you are their basic support. And there is a website for dads, and that one is called www.newdadmanual.ca, and it's a very good site, and it gives you a lot of education on what to do and how to help babies and for mothers. Now, first thing first is you really need to understand the baby's feeding cues. And there are actually 3 steps of feeding cues, and the first one is early feeding cues, to let you know that they're hungry and they're stirring a little bit, their mouth is opening, and they're rooting around for something. Now, the mid cues are basically they start stretching around, they start trying to eat their hands, they start turning around to eat blankets, anything that's anywhere near their face. And then the late cues is when they are just, I can't even think of the word I'm looking for, but they're crying a lot. And that's another thing where dads come in. If they're crying hysterically because they're hungry, you can calm them down. And then after you calm them down, then you hand them to mom, and she can continue to breastfeed. There are 4 different types of positioning a baby to breastfeed, and one is a cross cradle hold, as you see here, this first one. The next one is a cradle hold. And then we have a football hold, which is you're literally holding a football. And then you have a sidling position, which is you're laying down in a bed on your side. That one I will not be able to demonstrate today, so sorry. And now a proper latch. We have a saying that was taught to me in my lactation classes, and it was actually a song, but I don't quite remember it. The only thing I really remember is nose to nipple, belly to belly. So you see here, nose to nipple, and then the belly is to the mom's belly. And here, these 3 steps here is how to actually get baby to latch on properly. You want to tickle the mouth with your nipple a little bit, make the baby open up as wide as he possibly can, and then move his head in to the breast. This right here is an example of a incorrect latch, and it's basically the latch, the mouth is not open, and the baby only has the nipple part. Here, these first 2 are good latches. You see, I don't know if you can actually see it or not, but the mouth is wide open. The mouth goes about this far, and that's as wide as it needs to be. It needs to take in as much areola down here at the bottom than it does at the top. And as you can see, the nipple is into the top palate of the baby, and so that way there is no issues going on. Bad latch. Only has a nipple. Mouth isn't wide open. Cannot draw enough milk out, and it won't get enough milk, and you won't make enough milk supply if there's a bad latch. Plus you'll start cracking and bleeding and all the not fun stuff. Next here we have a nipple shield, and that nipple shield looks like this. It's cheap plastic. Has holes in it. Has 4 little holes for the milk to come through. These are basically only used for when you have late preterm babies. They have a hard time latching on, and they don't have that suck-swallow coordination. And they're also used for inverted and flat nipples. Other than that, you really don't want to use those, just for no reason. And that's it for that. So next I'm going to actually show you the positions and show you how to position yourself in the chair. So you want to put blankets or even a boppy, whichever one you really have. When you position baby, you don't really want to handle it that way, but you're going to lightly cover baby. You definitely don't want to swallow. You always want to put the hands down. Okay, so this is a cradle. This part is a cross cradle, and you don't want it in the cup of your arm right here. Next, this is a football hold, and you always want to hold the back of the neck like this, even with the cradle position. With the football hold, your arm's resting on the pillow, and you have the back of the neck. Whoops. And like I said, there's also the side laying position, but I cannot show you that right at the moment. But like I said, you're laying on your side and latching baby that way. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation, and I hope that you can help new moms to be or moms that are already have babies, and thank you.